It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Another stolen intro for our weekly wrestling wrap-up podcast on Wednesdays. Did I get it right that time?
Not really.
I think I was close. Weekly wrestling. I did get it right, you liar.
It's wrestling, but whatever.
Ah, okay. You're going to hit me with the semantics.
Yep.
Well, how's it going, man? Well, what's new with you? We got a whole week away from each other. What's new?
Started a new job this week.
New job. That's always good. Good to hear.
Scary. That's scary. Pushing the time back to 9's been awesome because my kid won't go to bed till like 8:30 now.
Yeah, so that's fun.
That's fun. He won't go to sleep unless I'm in the room. So there's that.
That's rough.
yeah. So every week I'm like one cry away from being in danger of missing the pod.
And then I got to solo it again, and we see how that goes. But honestly, I'm kind of waiting for it because now I need the chance to redeem myself. I gotta prove that I can do it solo, which I don't even think I did that bad of a job. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't even think I did that bad of a job.
You sound like Solo Sikoa explaining himself to Roman Reigns, like, dude, I can do this. I swear to God.
I got it. Well, let's get started here then. Let's start off with some NXTNA.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's what Jordan Grace wore on her jacket yesterday, and I thought it was really cool. It's like WWE CW, so hopefully this goes a lot better than that did. Overall, what are you excited for this Battleground coming up Sunday at 8 p.m.?
I'm excited that it's like a normal time, I guess, instead of these
only 6 matches too.
Yeah, which is super cool for me. But like these 1 p.m. pay-per-views, sometimes they kind of throw me off. Middle of the day, I got shit to do.
Yeah, but you can watch it at work.
I'm not working at that time.
Oh, I don't know. That's why I like the middle of the day ones, because then I get paid to watch wrestling, and that's like my dream job right there. But
that's fair.
Yeah. Well, let's just jump right into the card then. We'll start with the women's mid-card title ladder match, women's North American title. That is a new thing that I think, and you can't quote me on this, I did some research, but I couldn't find anything. I think that is the first women's mid-card title ever in wrestling. I know for sure WWE. Maybe an indie promotion did it somewhere, but does that really count?
AEW's got 60 belts, so maybe if you...
Oh, the TBS champion! Yep. I didn't even... that kind of counts as a mid-card. All right. Totally just disregarded that somehow. Yeah, I guess now it looks stupid, but I thought for sure it was the first one. Yeah. Oh, there'll be more. We got a whole hour left of this podcast. But yeah, let's talk about the people involved. Sol Ruca, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, Michin or Maya Yim. I'm going to be calling her Maya Yim as we talk because Michin is a dumb name and I can't get used to it. And Kalani Jordan, all in a ladder match. If anybody's been a long-time listener, that is not our favorite thing on this show.
Tom loves ladder matches.
I don't think either one of us love ladder matches at this point.
No, because I feel like ladder matches should be sacred to like Money in the Bank, and then that's it.
And that's it. We're just cutting it off the Money in the Bank.
You can give me like one TLC match a year.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it at all.
No.
I mean, it'll be nice to see all these women involved. NXT has a lot of assets, especially in the women's division right now. I think there's no one that really jumps out as a winner for me here. What do you think?
I was thinking Sol Ruca was going to win. Love Sol Ruca. She won there was a 3-on-3 last night between these two, and she got the pin. So like usually they don't go back to back. So I'm gonna assume she's not gonna win. But if I'm picking anybody, I'm picking Sol Ruca.
Sol Ruca. I was gonna go with Michin. I think if you want to establish this as a mid-card title, you got to put it on somebody that's established. But also Lash Legend is another one I was thinking might win. I know you're a betting guy. You got any odds on this one?
No.
No, this one doesn't have odds.
There's 6 matches on the card. 2 matches don't have odds. This match has no odds, and then All Ego Ethan Page and Trick Williams no odds.
All right. Well, That's okay. I'm gonna stick with Mia winning this match. You're sticking with Sol Ruka?
Yeah, I'll stick with Sol Ruka.
Alrighty then. We'll move on from there. It should be a good match. Just your typical ladder match though, so nothing really great out of that. Moving on to the triple threat for the men's North American title. Obafemi, Wesley, and Joe Coffey. Kofi? Definitely Coffee,
I
right?
think it's Coffee. I don't watch enough to know for sure, but I say Coffee.
I also want to point out that I only hardly watch NXT. If it's on, I throw it on. Like if I'm
Yeah.
gonna put on, you barely watch NXT at all. So we're really going into this just no knowledge whatsoever. We'll see how close we get. That's gonna be the fun part. We're gonna see how close we get to who wins these matches. But yeah, go ahead. Pick your favorite out of these three.
It's got to be Obafemi. I mean, I don't see a reason for him to lose right now. He's not going up to the main roster. Dude's a freak. I think it's just got to be Obafemi.
Yeah, I agree. Obafemi is crazy. Like that dude is gonna be a mega star because he's just so freaking big.
He's like an anomaly, dude. He can do everything.
Yeah, no, exactly. I would say that there's an outside chance that Coffee and Gallus get involved and help Coffee win the title, but that's a
Yeah.
very, very long shot for me, I think. But while we're talking about Joe Coffey and his group of Galluses, last night I had to text you because I thought, since we had this TNA relationship building, that Joe Henry
Yeah.
was going to show up in an NXT last night, and he did not. Did not at all.
No,
And I
I was
wasted your time,
very
and I
yeah.
apologize for that.
I was very disappointed.
I felt very bad. I was definitely like, damn, I just wasted this man's time. I got so excited. I was gonna remember when I was watching AEW and I FaceTime you for MJF. I was
Yep.
gonna do that same thing for Joe Henry because it's like there's no way he's gonna get there in time.
Yep.
But good thing I didn't because that would have wasted your time even
I
more.
I mean, I did end up finishing out the show.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I mean, you told me to put it on. I finished. I was like, it's already on. Might as well watch it.
I did not do that. We were watching, me and my fiance were watching Dragon Ball anime, and I was like, we got to stop this. I don't care what we're watching right now. Joe Henry's about to show up.
How did she take that?
She let me do it. She said we could
Yeah.
finish watching it if we wanted to. I was like, it's NXT. I don't care that much. We'll go back to your thing. But no, I was disappointed for sure. He was definitely teasing it. He kept tweeting the little clap hands all day. And I was like, all right, we're gonna get Joe Henry on the big show. But no, we did not.
You think we get him at some point?
I think I'm gonna bring that up in a little bit.
Good enough.
Yeah. Betting odds though. You got ones for these ones.
Joe Coffey plus 900, Wesley
Ooh.
plus 275, and Obafemi minus 500.
Well,
if you don't know, you
yeah.
gotta bet 500 to profit 100 on Obafemi. That's how much of a favorite he is.
He is gonna win. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, he is. So if you got an extra 500, you can make a 600.
Until Joe Coffey wins and you waste your $500.
And then you can add to your envelope of notes.
Yeah, we can get into that if you want. So I can't find my notebook. I wrote all my notes on an envelope. In this envelope is debt. And he wanted me to open it up and see how much debt we had. However, that's going to ruin my notes because some of the notes are on the scene here. And I'm just now realizing that. At the end of the show, if you stick around, we will find out how much debt Donald is currently in.
How much debt that Don has from this one avenue of debt.
Probably, yes. But let's clarify, this is only one avenue of my debt. I paid off 2 credit cards completely. That debt is gone. Still bad. We'll see what this one is at the end of the show. Maybe I paid off something else that I don't know about. I don't think so.
Unlikely.
My computer's doing this really fun thing where the HDMI cord decides it doesn't want to be connected for some reason, and I can't hear or see you. There we go.
Just go into more debt and get a better one.
Yeah, I should. Moving on, we have Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. What are your thoughts on this?
I hate Shayna Baszler so much.
She is actually the current AIW Women's World Champion. She
What?
won it. Yep, she won it. Never returned it.
All right.
Or dropped it. So
good for her.
It's crazy. I think it's crazy. Those are little facts.
Do they still
in
consider her champ?
I mean, they don't talk about it. They just don't bring it up. I don't know if they're afraid to get it back from her. Like
she's scary, dude.
She's a pretty bad woman. She'll mess you up.
I think she's a legit black belt.
Yeah, probably. I can see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this.
You're not gonna. You're just gonna turn off the show?
I'll probably find something to do.
As soon as Shayna Baszler's music hits, you go, done with that.
Smiling Friends is 11-minute episodes. I can get an episode in by the time they finish this shit up. Much better productivity.
Usually people call like matches like this the bathroom break, and you're the Smiling Friends break.
The Smiling Friends break. And I'm not gonna be a smiling friend when I turn it back on after my 11-minute episode and they're still fucking wrestling.
I think you're gonna be very surprised. I think it's gonna be a good match.
I'm not gonna be surprised because I'm probably not gonna see it.
Well, you have to go back.
If it opens the show, I'll probably watch it.
What if it's such a good match that I tell you to go back and watch it? Are you gonna go back and watch it? Or you're still not gonna be interested?
I feel like you would probably lie to me.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm an honest man.
I also feel like your women's scale is like weighted. It's like if a women's match was 3.5 stars, you fuck around and give them 4.
I think I grew up watching a lot of bad women's wrestling, and I think the bar has been set so low for me that everything that's decent is great to me. So I can see what you're saying. And I can sort of
on that point though. I like now that I think about it, growing up watching wrestling, I couldn't name you one women's wrestling match that I remember in my brain outside of one of the mud wrestling matches.
That's fair. I mean,
so I think you're right. I think you're right that none of them did anything.
Yeah, no, that's a fair statement. I bet you I could think of some, but I'd have to think about it. Yeah, I mean, I can't name the mud ones either. So
I couldn't name who was in it. I just knew that there was a bunch of them because Vince McMahon's a sick fuck.
Very much so.
Who you got in the Lola Vice Shayna Baszler match?
Lola Vice. It has to be.
Close odds.
Yeah.
Minus 190 for Lola Vice, plus 145 for Shayna Baszler.
That's pretty close. I'm going with Lola though. You?
I don't know because like Sonya Deville's trying to start this like little faction. No, like maybe they get a strap in there. No, there's no belt on the line. There's no
belt on the line.
No belt on the line.
I would agree with you, but in a way, it kind of seems like NXT isn't canon to what's happening on the main show. Like it doesn't seem like it really is.
It has. I feel like it has nothing to do with anything. Actually, yeah, it does feel like that sometimes.
Which is weird because, like we've said before, we're in an era where everything matters, and even going back to Raw, if you watch it, it doesn't move like it used to move, where it would move in blocks, segment to segment to segment. Now we're in an ever-flowing segment where the whole show just kind of flows together.
Around, yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like NXT does that, but NXT doesn't do that involving Raw or SmackDown. But that being said, SmackDown doesn't even do that either, really. So maybe just the whole 3 separate brands thing. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go with Lola Vice. You're sticking with... Who did you say?
I'm going Lola Vice.
Lola Vice too? All right. Makes sense. Moving on from one women's match to another women's match, this time for the NXT women's title, Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace, the TNA Women's World Champion. Shoot.
I hope Jordynne Grace wins this. I hope she takes the belt back over there, and then Roxanne Perez goes over to TNA and then wins it back from her. Or kind of like some ECW where John Cena went over and got his ass whooped by RVD.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I would like that. I don't know if you're aware or how big of a TNA guy you ever were, but
used to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When they had the 8 sides.
6 sides.
6 sides. 6.
Yes.
Same fuck thing.
Octagon is UFC.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your sport. You should know that.
That is my sport, but I thought I was young. My brain was like,
Yeah, that's fair.
more than 4.
But what I was saying is Thursday, it is the 20th anniversary show. This Thursday
Okay.
at 9 p.m., which is tomorrow, actually. Their 20th
Mm-hmm.
anniversary show. I'm sort of thinking we see some NXT people show up in that.
Finals start tomorrow. Dallas Mavericks, Boston Celtics.
Nobody's going to care then.
Yep.
There's no point to bring NXT people over.
Yep.
Just might as well just do your classic TNA show then. All
Yep.
right. That's a fair counterpoint. Yeah, so I guess that kind of erases everything I was going to say because you're right. That
I mean, maybe they're going to try to steal a view or two, but like I can't see someone that was seeking out the finals that also like kind of watches wrestling, like kind of in my shoes. Like if there was no finals tomorrow and you told me somebody was going to show up, I'd probably tune in. Like when they said somebody was going to show up, I'd tune in for that portion. The finals are on. I'm not changing it. I'm not going over.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't even know what channel you would find TNA on at this moment, anyways.
USA? No,
No, it's not on a
no,
national broadcast. It might just be
no.
on
Yeah,
their
you're
app,
right.
to be honest. I don't know.
I swear I see it. No, I see it on TV. It's on something. I don't know.
What I do know is if you have a smart TV, you scroll through those free channels they offer. There is a TNA channel. However, it's never live TNA. It's always classic TNA shows.
Which would
And they're never.
I love some classic TNA stuff.
Oh, I agree. If they were
think
full
I just sent you.
episodes, I'd be watching TNA a lot.
Either I sent you or you sent me. It was Joe versus AJ, right?
Yeah, I sent you Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles highlights, and those guys never fail to deliver with each other.
No.
Too bad they did not do well. I mean, they did good in WWE, but it was never their TNA matches.
Not
it
at
just
all.
never hit. But that being said, TNA used to be a phenomenal show, and if WWE would, I mean, technically Endeavor owns the rights to their streaming library now, anyways. So if WWE, when they move over to Netflix, need some content, throw some TNA up there because I will be watching that. Lots of it. I guess we didn't get did we predict who was gonna win?
We did not. I said I wanted Jordynne Grace to win, but I just don't see it happening.
Okay, I agree. I will say the exact same. I'm going with Roxanne Perez, who does nothing for me. I can't even tell you what her gimmick is. I swear she used to have a skateboard for a minute.
Can't recall.
Can't recall because she doesn't matter. Jordynne Grace should win.
Minus 400 Roxanne Perez, plus 250 Jordynne Grace.
Before we continue, I just want to point out there's a big storm coming, so my Wi-Fi seems to be dropping a lot from that. So if we get some technical issues, it is because there's a giant storm happening outside right now. Just in case anybody is watching and we suddenly disappear, we'll try to get back up here. We'll see what happens. Moving on though, Fraser and Axum. Axum?
I think it's Axum.
He used to be A-Kid. Kid.
Mm-hmm.
The Axum thing is stupid. Versus the OC, the original club, Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Care at all?
No. No, I think I care less about this than the Shayna Baszler match.
Yeah, this is my Smiling Friends match.
This is my Smiling Friends season-long wrestling show. Nate Frazier and Axum's minus 165. The OC's plus 125. If it's me, I'm taking Nate Frazier and Axum minus 165.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with you. I think OC only because I think later on when we talk about AJ Styles, I think that's going to come back up. So we'll get back into that later. But I think OC wins that one, actually. You got anything else to say on that?
Not really.
Yeah, NXT used to be a really stacked tag division, and it just doesn't hit the same anymore at all. Moving on, though, we have the main event of the night, Trick Williams versus All Ego Ethan Page.
Whoop that Trick. Trick Williams got to win.
For sure, but you know who I'm rooting for.
I am now an Ethan Page hater after what he did to us. After what he did to us?
Oh, the AIW costed us like, I don't know, $50?
20.
Well, no, if we would have won.
It would have been 75 each. You know, whatever. Your
Okay.
math's not good.
I said
However,
50. That's 15 off. I don't remember how much it was. That's not a
however,
math thing. That's a brain thing.
he's not even going to do anything with AIW now. So like,
I
he did
don't
that for
think so.
nothing. You
I
think he's still
disagree.
gonna? You think he's still gonna fight over there?
He specifically made a Twitter video saying that he is not signed to any deal with any company.
When did he
And,
do that?
last week, like right before NXT the other night.
Right before last night when he signed that fucking contract.
No, he signed a contract to face Trick. He didn't sign a contract joining NXT.
No, he signed a contract joining NXT.
All right, maybe I'm wrong, but that's not what I
because
see.
one of the stipulations in the contract was he gets an immediate title shot. And that's why Ava didn't want to sign the contract. She's like, I don't know. And then Trick Williams is like, sign it. I'm whooping his ass.
All right. I stand corrected. All right. I totally thought they were going to do the thing where he isn't actually signed to NXT. He would show up in TNA. He would show up at like AIW and like, I'm not actually a WWE guy. And then he was the whole time. Because AIW would definitely, or WWE would definitely work with AIW. So I didn't see him not showing up there at all. He still probably will be at Absolution. I really think he will be. So we'll see. But overall, what are your excitement levels for this card? Any at all, or
for the card overall? Not really, but for Trick Williams and Ethan Page, definitely excited. This should be a banger.
I'm actually pretty excited about 4 out of the 6 matches. The main event, Trick Williams and Page, should be really good. Hopefully, All Ego wins. He won't. The ladder match, as much as I hate ladder matches, I'm excited to see those women. Because they're good wrestlers, great wrestlers with a lot of talent and a lot of assets. A wrestling card.
What's their biggest asset to the card?
Their assets. They bring some quality assets to the show.
22 and a half minutes.
What? I'm talking about the skills, the talent they bring to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Obafemi match. I love Obafemi. He's a beast.
Yeah, that dude is he doesn't make sense. Like configure wise, like 1,000,000 feet tall, 500 pounds, and just does whatever he wants. He's a big dude.
1,000,000 feet tall. How about when we get Obafemi and Gunther?
I can't get Obafemi and who's the Nigerian Nightmare?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. Those two. That's just been stuck in my head. Those two.
I would love if Omos would actually get TV time and not just show up for battle royals. It'd be awesome. I'm a big Omos fan. If he could actually show his personality.
I think he might be too big.
Oh, he's definitely too big. He definitely doesn't work well. But he's fun. I think he's fun.
I hate him so much.
You hate anybody that's big.
I love MVP, so like seeing MVP doing that, the whole thing with walking out with his pimp cane.
You're a Bronson Reed hater, a Nia Jax hater,
an
Omos hater. Nobody on this show is too big for you.
I hate Braun Strowman.
I also don't like Braun Strowman. You just don't like big guys or girls.
Nope.
Not a big girl, big guy like her.
Yeah, definitely one more than the other. But yeah, no, not like he's just like 7'6", I think.
A million feet.
1,000,000'6", I think. Yeah, 1,000,000'6". Yeah. Go to the NBA.
Like he can't move.
He's so slow. Like I don't know what Vince's. It was Vince's obsession with him. He just had this like thing, which probably takes us back to his other problems that we all know. Like, but there was something asphyxiated about him where he's like, I gotta have this guy, and he doesn't do anything. Like, I think the Great Khali is like 10x what he was.
I can agree. I completely agree with what you're saying. But when you're a wrestling company, you got to sign big guys like that. You got to have an attraction.
Can we find one that can move? Get Taco Fall. Pull him out of the NBA. You could probably pay him the same price that he's getting paid the NBA. That guy can move.
Yeah, I don't know. Can he? I don't even know who this guy
He's a
is.
basketball player.
I know that. I've heard of him. I've
I've
heard.
stood next to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's 1,000,000 9.
1,000,000 9.
We
All
had
right. Well,
we had courtside seats, and so he was warming up. So while he was warming up, I stood up and stood next to him, and he's like two of me.
only two.
Well, he's only 7'8" or 7'9", I think.
Yeah, 1,000,000
Like
feet tall sounded like a lot more than
a
two, but
million feet tall. Yeah.
I don't know math, so it might be. It might only be two. Moving on though, we had a SmackDown show this week.
We did.
Main story there was throughout the night, AJ Styles is walking around in this pastel blue suit.
That was
Very.
terribly tailored. Can we get the man a tailor?
The reason is because it's very similar to the Mark Henry suit that well, obviously, we'll continue what I'm saying here. AJ Styles walking around in the back, teasing at everybody like, I got a big announcement to make. If I have to wrap it up, I'm wrapping it up soon. Blah blah blah. He gets out to the ring. Well, before he goes out to the ring, he shakes hands with Cody Rhodes, whispers something in his ears,
And
and
LA Knight.
I am so tired of people whispering stuff in Cody's ears. He's like the fourth guy that says, oh, we never find out. This one we found out what he said, but we never find out what everybody else says to him.
Why are we whispering in his ear?
I know.
Like the world is not supposed to know, and then immediately get to the ring. Hey,
Well, yeah,
I
and I
just
was gonna
told you
say
to
that.
come out
Yeah.
here. So come out here.
So he
Shut
comes out
up.
to the ring in his stupid blue suit with the
Yep.
OC with him. It looks like AJ Styles is gonna retire, but anybody with a brain knows he's not gonna retire. He gets on the mic and he says, Cody Rhodes, before I came out here, I whispered in your ear to come out here, and I'd like you to come out here now. Which, again, we didn't need the whisper in the ear part. You could have just said, hey, Cody Rhodes, why don't you come out here real quick? And Cody Rhodes, being the dumb baby face he is, comes out there in a ring, outnumbered by everybody, gets out there, smiles on his face, and he starts crying a little bit because it's Cody Rhodes, and that's what we do. Says, after our match, I texted you. I said, how are you? That was our first text we've ever sent to each other, which is important because that kind of establishes that they're not friends at all. It's just we're in this business together. I don't really care about you. I have no interest in dealing with you, which is important because of the Bullet Club thing. Cody and AJ never crossed paths there. AJ was running Bullet Club for a while, and then Cody Rhodes got involved after AJ was gone. So might see some little tension involved there, but none of those are the Bullet Club that was with Cody at the time. So maybe we don't even bring it up at all. Who knows? But so he says that. He says he texts him. AJ says, I was fine. Thanks, little bro. Something like that. He calls Cody little bro. Little brother. How the hell is AJ Styles the big brother of the locker room?
Because he's like 50.
Is he like 50?
I think he might be 50 plus.
All right. I don't know. It's just
he's
weird.
Probably like 46. I mean, but he's old.
It's weird to me having him be the big brother of the locker room.
Because he's 5'4".
Yeah, maybe that's why. I just don't like it. But
also, you're not little brothering the world champion.
Right. Yeah, that too. Like, how you calling him little brother? You just beat your ass in the middle of 12,000 French people screaming.
12,000? That was it?
I don't know what it was.
It's probably like 30.
It might have been 30.
40.
I don't know. How many people are in France? Not that many. Like 10,000 original French people, and then the rest are just like tourists.
Sure.
I'm assuming.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're not gonna get into the history of French right now. But anyways, so that all happens, and then they do the whole arm race thing, just like Mark Henry and John Cena years ago. And AJ Styles lays him out with a clothesline, just like Mark Henry and John Cena. From the moment this segment was announced, I said, this is going to be the stupid Mark Henry segment. It's not going to be good because we've already seen it.
Yep.
And that's what we did. And no matter how good Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles are, that segment sucked. It was very bad.
Why didn't the OC also kick his ass?
They were holding back the security to stop. That makes sense.
Nah, they should have stomped him out, man.
A bunch of security guards were coming out. They were like, no, no, no. You gotta, so that AJ can, Styles clashed him off the stairs.
Yeah.
Which was, I will say, it was a pretty crazy
I was
spot to
kind of
do.
scared when they did that.
Yeah, that looks scary as hell.
I was like, they're gonna kill him.
AJ Styles has this thing where every time he picks up somebody from a Styles clash, it seems like he can't do it. And it scares me every single time. Because that is a dangerous move.
I thought he was going to go face first into the step first before they came down.
Ooh,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
man.
that would have been bad. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but no, like, since we knew what was going to happen, it obviously took away from it as well. But it sucked.
Sometimes you can know what's going to happen, and it still ends up being a great segment. But that was a pretty much word for word copy of the Mark Henry segment. And since the Mark Henry segment was so legendary, it didn't do well.
Yeah.
All right, we got a comment here. How do you go from Undertaker being a Big Brother locker room to AJ Styles? Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I don't know, because AJ Styles is really good. So, of course, he'd have to mentor people and lead people as being the older guy in the locker room. He's not the Undertaker, obviously, but still, AJ Styles is AJ Styles.
AJ Styles is never really like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but he doesn't do much for me, and maybe it's because he's 5'4".
Really?
Yeah, I don't
I remember earlier we were talking about TNA, and you said I'm a big TNA guy.
No, in TNA, I love him in TNA. Since he's come over here, nothing.
Is it the hair? Does the hair mess you up?
I think it might be, but maybe it speaks to the levels of like how much like WWE is respected compared to like other brands like TNA and stuff. He kind of gets tucked away a little bit over here.
A lot of people want him to cut his hair again, and I don't agree. I don't agree. I think it looks better long. He looks so he looks so young with the shaved hair.
Yeah, but he's also like fucking shredded.
Exactly.
This guy's insane. Yeah.
Him with like short hair isn't gonna look good. He's just gonna look like a generic guy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like a cop. Yeah.
We don't need that.
No, we don't. Especially not from that guy. Anything else noteworthy on SmackDown for you?
Paul Heyman with SmackDown.
Paul Heyman. Yeah, that was a good segment. Before Paul Heyman goes out, he talks to the Bloodline 2.0. We still don't have a name for those guys. He was talking to Solo, and he said, you guys are crazy. Like, it's too much. And we got to make sure Cody's in check before Roman gets back. And Solo says, we already got him in check. There's already a plan for him. Don't you worry about that. And Paul says, we? Like, he didn't know any plan. Like, what are you talking about, we? I think we know who that we is, but
yeah,
we're obviously not going to see this guy ever. So Jacob Fatu is who we're talking about, and I don't think he's going to show up at all. But so he does all that, and then KO's music hits, and they hear it in the back, which is awesome because I love when they react to things that are happening in real life, because then it makes it feel like a natural show. They hear Kevin Owens' music hits. Solo says, hey, go solve that Kevin Owens problem. And Paul Heyman goes out there. He begs Kevin Owens to stop messing with the bloodline. This is like a dangerous bloodline that he has no control over. And then KO says, are you helping me? Like, I don't trust you. You're Paul freaking Heyman. And then Paul Heyman goes into this whole tirade about how he's like a Hall of Famer and blah, blah, blah. Paul Heyman, you need to listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. It was a really good segment. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, it was definitely great. And I think I told you earlier today, like, I feel like Paul Heyman's like the greatest thing going on right now, but he's also keeping the bloodline alive. I feel like without Paul Heyman, like, we wouldn't care about them at all. Cause like, I kind of almost already don't care about the remainders of the bloodline or the new guys or anything. They're not really moving the needle or doing anything for me, but Paul Heyman's really trying to hold it together.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Heyman is a legend and whatever he does. He's definitely the only thing keeping me interested in this bloodline thing at all. I do like Tama's weird antics he does, like that. Like that's fun. It's funny, but they're not doing anything for me. I can't wait for Roman to come back and squash this little whatever it is stable group.
How long out we thinking?
Well, I
Roman.
hope he doesn't return at SummerSlam. I hope he has a match at SummerSlam, but it'd be a fun moment. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Roman have a match.
Yeah.
There is rumors, like I see on the rumor mill of Roman versus Solo in a tribal combat match. And if I have to sit through another tribal combat match at SummerSlam, I'm gonna be so pissed off. That match
also
sucked.
I don't want to see Solo at all.
Solo's good, man. He's just stuck.
Yeah.
If they would have just kept him on the path after killing Cena, of him just killing everybody, you'd love Solo. He would be like the new Umaga. He'd be the best thing happening in wrestling right now.
He hasn't won a match in like 7 months.
Losing has consequences, but not for that guy.
No.
I told you how to that. We talked a couple weeks ago on the show about how to fix that, and they just chose not to do it. So whatever. What do I know? Yeah, nothing. One small thing I want to bring up from SmackDown. If I don't know if you noticed, but the seeds are being planted for Austin Theory's face turn, and I'm pretty excited about that. Grayson Waller was on commentary, and he started taking credit for everything, like how Austin Theory has gotten over, how Austin Theory has gotten better, and it's all been because of Grayson Waller. And Austin Theory hears that because he's right 10 feet away from the table, which, again, great. I love that. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, the Austin Theory. So obviously the seeds are being planted there.
And then with Ciampa winning, they're obviously setting up. Oh, are you? Oh, he's dead. The Don's dead.
Keep going. Coming back.
With Ciampa winning the match, I mean, they're obviously going to set up DIY title shot against A-Town Down Under, which could be where we see a turn of some sorts, which sets up Austin Theory's next solo run with his face turn. I do feel like Austin Theory has been like kind of stuck though. At least it feels like for me, he's like stuck doing a bunch of nothing as the Don's trying to get his internet back up and working.
Can you hear me, or do you just not?
I can hear you.
All right. I mean, we might have to go with no.
We just go with green screen Don.
I did say like 20 minutes ago we might have some technical difficulties, so it looks like we're getting that now. Yeah, but as long as you can hear me, I guess we're good here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to let you riff. I just tried to fix it, but it didn't work.
You're good. I was just talking about the DIY versus A-Town Down Under title shot that'll be coming.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, but it sets up
not like I don't care about what you're saying. That sounded like I just come like I don't fucking care what you're talking about, man. No, I don't know, dude. DIY since they've switched to the Triple H Shawn Michaels tribute act thing, I have not cared whatsoever about either one of them. They're not good.
R-Truth might be the best part about the tag team.
Oh yeah, and then he's not even involved anymore, obviously, because he's on Raw. So maybe just drop it. But it looks like I might be coming back. We got some bubbles.
Maybe we went from green screen to black screen.
That's always good. I think. I'm no technical wizard, but green to black sounds like it might be better. Anything else on SmackDown you got to talk about?
I mean, nothing good to talk about.
Yeah, it wasn't a great show. But
it wasn't a great week.
No, not really. But we'll get into some other stuff here. How about this? We've been teasing this for a while. We've been teasing it just as long as WWE's been teasing it. We've briefly talked about him. Yeah, we briefly say a word about him.
Maybe Uncle Howdy's about to pop up a QR code after he takes your internet down.
Oh, I think I'll turn this computer off, dude. That'll scare the hell out of me, man. I don't know. But that being said, he is doing things like that. A lot of like Twitter users and famous podcasters like Sam Roberts have been digging deep into the Bray Wyatt. I mean, not Bray Wyatt, the Uncle Howdy QR codes, investigating and whatnot. And if some of the QR codes and messages, he is bringing up these YouTubers and podcasters like by name, which is pretty interesting. If I was them, I'd be kind of scared. Like last week, for example, Monday, there was like one QR code that led to a picture of Raw Talk, and it had like Sam Roberts' face all blurred out, and it said, "See you tonight." And then when Raw Talk opens up, it was another QR code, and he was like, you're mocking my arrival. You're acting like I'm not showing up, and when I do show up, it's gonna be a massacre. And I warned you. I told you this was happening, and you keep acting like I'm not coming. So he's obviously talking to the people like us who are getting upset that we're waiting all this time. What are your thoughts on Uncle Howdy right now? I know.
Can we get it over with? I'm tired of waiting on this long journey. I was really pumped for the first 2 weeks, maybe three. But they're just dragging it, and I think they're trying to do too much, maybe. But I think I kind of agree with you, and I know what you're gonna say is I think they need to kill people in the ring when they show up for me to care.
I did text you that one QR code that sounded like a school shooting message.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was I'm an outcast, or my group is an outcast or something, and be prepared because the massacre is coming. It might as well said, "Don't come to school on Friday." It was
no,
spooky.
And I'm not saying like kill somebody, like, oh, they squash these guys. No, they need to behead somebody in the ring.
Oh, I agree.
For me to care.
Hopefully my audio is recording because I do think this is a fun conversation here with Uncle Howdy. And if we miss this, I'm gonna be disappointed, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, the massacre has to be a massacre. It has to be crazy, and I don't know how you could get crazy in a wrestling show.
I mean, to be fair, is it Tama Tonga? Yeah, he was the first one. Tama Tonga, he bloodied up Kevin Owens pretty bad. That was like if Uncle Howdy did like his 2-week thing and then came out and did that, I would have been all aboard. So the fact that they did that, I need Uncle Howdy to 10x that.
Right, and as going back, this has always been the problem with Bray Wyatt too. It's like you reach a certain point where realism and the story don't connect because you can't do things like that in wrestling. Yeah. I mean, like you said, you brought up Tama Tonga. He did try to murder KO with his car and head-on collision. So I guess you could go pretty far with it, but how far can you really go? I guess we'll see. June 17th is the new rumor date.
Which is a Monday.
Yep. That is
so I'm assuming
probably when he's going to show up.
So I'm assuming he's going to be a Monday Night Raw guy, or is he going to be all over, or what?
That's a good question because he's been teased on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had him. I think most of the QR codes come on Monday.
But also going back to the NXT's out of the loop, we've never had a QR code on NXT.
I don't think that's true.
You think we've had one?
I'm pretty confident I've seen one on there. Or, okay. I mean, not seen one on there. I've seen it on Twitter the next day, QR code popped up. Because we even had a QR code in the WWE game. If you booted up 2K24 last week or a couple days ago, a QR code opens up your game. And it was like...
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, once you scan it, you get a special My Faction card for it or whatever. And it says something about hello, I'm coming or whatever. Typical Uncle Howdy stuff. I mean, this has been... I definitely like these clues a lot more than the White Rabbit clues. Having that one QR code that goes to that website where it looks like an old 90s website, very old school, click these links and see all these different hyperlinks that it leads to. I really enjoyed that one a lot. I don't know. It's very scary. I think they've definitely intrigued me again. I know last week I was done with this, and I've said that the last couple weeks. Hopefully he comes soon. Like I said, the 17th, so that is 2 Mondays away. Well, Monday it'll be
the Monday after this Monday,
Any more thoughts on Uncle Howdy?
No, just need to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. As wise words, wrap it up is getting too much.
Oh my god. You're lucky you don't have a camera right now. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, that wasn't me making a joke that time.
It was. Yeah, it was.
No, 100%. I was just saying, we need to wrap this up. This is wise words because at a certain point, this is going to get too long and too big, for us to just keep waiting and waiting. And now I started making jokes. The first time wasn't.
The grinder.
Not yet. We're almost there. Moving on, though, we talked a lot about Uncle Howdy. Moving on to Dom, Liv, and the Judgment Day, our new favorite soap opera. Obviously the week before,
dude.
yeah.
Casey, my wife, makes fun of me so much. Calls this an adult soap opera, or a male soap opera, I should say.
That's the fun part.
No, like they're making it worse. This is real life fucking soap opera. She's not wrong.
No, I completely agree. It is a soap opera, but if you go back a couple podcasts ago, we were talking about that. That's my favorite part of wrestling. I love the soap opera gimmicky. I mean, not gimmicky, but like the over the top storytelling. Sometimes it's great. I mean,
yeah, you watch it for the storyline, right? You watch it for the plot.
I watch NXT for the assets. I watch Raw for the storyline, and I watch AEW for good wrestling. They got good wrestling. And Tony Storm. Moving on. I mean, not moving on. Continuing what we're talking about. Last week, the show finished with Liv making out with Dom, forcing him to kiss her. And obviously, that's not forced. He seemed to kind of like it, but he was like, that's weird. I'm not kind of into that. I got Rhea Ripley. This week, we open the show. We're just spraying bag right in the middle, or right at the start. Liv comes out and she talks about how she said she's taking everything from Rhea, and that includes Dominic Mysterio. And the Dom comes out like, hey, if you don't be careful, like Rhea's gonna come mess you up. And she says that she's not worried about Rhea at all. She wants Dom, and backs him into the corner, starts filling his hair, it starts rubbing down his body. And if you pay attention later on in the show, Pat McAfee does a good job illustrating exactly where these hands are going. Before she gets too far, though, Finn Balor runs out, makes the save, stops Dom from committing bad things with Rhea Ripley watching. He interrupts it, shuts it down, and Liv backs off. But before she leaves, she touches Dom again and bends over in front of him and then walks away. And you got to think that was on purpose.
I would have folded like a damn lawn chair, buddy. Oh,
the new world's strongest man, Dom.
He is the world's strongest man. I don't care what nobody says. What I don't even know. Like, it's not fair. This guy gets Rhea and Liv, and he doesn't even want him.
He doesn't even want him.
Doesn't even want him. What do we mean? What else you got out there, brother?
You would say he doesn't want her, but later on in the show, when Braun Strowman's chasing, following up the ramp, here comes Liv Morgan to save his life, and who has a little smile on his face?
Old
Dominic Guerrero Mysterio.
Dominic Guerrero Mysterio.
He has that little smile on his face. We got a comment here. Finn and Liv are hooking up in the background. That is maybe not the hooking up part.
They got out of a car.
They did get out of that car.
What else would they be doing in the car, maybe besides driving?
Yeah, probably talking about their plans.
Talking about
your plans, yeah. Talking about Liv Morgan's assets to the Judgment Day. No, I mean there is that theory that this has all been Finn Balor's plan from the start.
Yeah,
and it might be. It might be. We don't really know. I guess we'll find out soon. But that little smirk from Dom has me a little concerned. When Rhea comes back, it's going to be the biggest pop in the world, and Liv is going to get murdered. And that could be the massacre that we're looking at.
I hope so.
You hope so? I thought you were a big Liv guy.
I'm a fan of them two wrestling.
Yeah?
Yeah, 5 stars.
5 stars. They don't even lock up. 5 stars.
5 star.
I would agree. I hope that's a match at SummerSlam, not a return at SummerSlam.
Agreed.
I really want to see that, and as a ticket holder, I want to watch that.
I don't know, man. She's on vacation right now. She looks fine. She ain't got a problem. Get back in the ring.
You're fine. You can get all these beach pictures and stuff. It's a little wrist injury. Get in there. You'll be good. Anything else on the Dom, Liv, and Judgment Day saga?
Nope.
He's a lucky guy. That's all we can say.
He's a strong man.
Strong man. Something else before we wrap this up. Chad Gable. Phenomenal. Everything he's been doing has been phenomenal. Any thoughts on that, or you want me to just keep going about how good Chad Gable is?
Well, with your fucking video now working, I don't know when you're stopping and going here, buddy. So maybe give me a little social cue, huh?
What do you want me to do? You want me to clap one of the dog or over?
No, I want you to just go, yeah, Alpha Academy. What do you think? You just go Alpha Academy. You know, you can't get your video working. You can't get your words working. You might as well leave. You might as well just leave because you're grinding my gears.
I'm grinding your gears today.
Chad Gable's great. His contract's up soon.
Yeah, I really feel like it's not, though.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's contract is up right now. I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had Chad Gable, Becky Lynch, Natalia. So there's somebody else too. There was a fourth person. Oh, not 99%. It was people that don't even matter. Mark Henry, who cares?
All Ego Ethan Page?
Jake Hager. Ego's contract didn't end. He wanted out of it. I mean, yeah. I guess, yeah, but he wanted more TV time and they wouldn't give it to him, which is absurd. I got 5 Chris Jericho segments every week. Yep. I don't got Ethan Page.
Well, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to bring up him because Jericho grinds my gears every day of the week.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Anyways, the Alpha Academy segment was also great. Again, he goes out there and he's berating them. Again, Otis looks like he's finally about to turn. Tozawa is just so small. I feel so bad because I feel like he's like a little child. And that Chad Gable is just verbally assaulting this child. And then you got the dumb Barbie, he calls her. She does a good job of really selling like that she's like sad about this. I thought it was wild. He in the middle of the argument, he makes her get on her knees and beg him to not kick Otis's ass. It's crazy wild.
So she comes out and she gives this pre-delivered speech from Chad Gable because supposedly Chad Gable wasn't coming out there to talk to Sami Zayn. And in that speech, he makes her say that Tozawa was doing nothing in the back, pretending to be a ninja. Otis was too dumb to keep his money in the bank briefcase.
Yeah.
And that she was a dumb Barbie. Yep. And then Chad Gable, Sammy's like, hey, like, you know, you don't need to do this. You don't need to put up with this stuff. Like, you guys are great people. You don't need to put up with this. But if I have to, me and Chad Gable clash to the castle for my IC title. And out comes Chad Gable from behind and beats the hell out of Sami Zayn. And then he wants Otis to jump on Sammy, and Otis says, Otis doesn't do it. He's like hulking up. The crowd's going, like, yeah, all super hyped, just like you said. And then he starts berating them, and then he makes Maxine beg, like you said, on her knees, which was absurd. That in a modern wrestling world, we're getting women begging on their knees. Yep. However, this is different than when it happened in the Attitude Era, because back then it was more about pleasing Vince McMahon and more about the sexual innuendos going on there. Now it is about mental and physical abuse, which is bad. Yeah, but he's a bad guy, so it makes sense. He's supposed to mentally and physically abuse these people until they turn on him, and you get this big crowd reaction when Maxine finally smacks him in the mouth. Now, what I hope happens, she smacks him in the mouth, and Chad Gable says, like, Otis, fucking squash her. Because every angle I've pitched on here involves a woman getting smacked in the mouth. And it's only because the crowd reaction would be really good.
That's it. Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason. You're not projecting anything.
I'm not projecting. No, I think the crowd reaction would be really freaking cool.
Oh, my God.
Imagine the crowd pop when she smacks him in the mouth, right? Mm-hmm. And then Chad Gable tries to get Otis to, beat her up, and the crowd's like, don't do that. Stop it. And then Otis does it. He turns on, Chad Gable and beats Chad Gable up. I'm not advocating for Maxine, poor Maxine, to get beat up here. I want to tease Maxine getting beat up.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't just call me out and say I want Maxine to get hurt. I don't.
I do think him lifting 2 grown adults and just walking away Like, it's not a problem. It's just so absurd as to how strong this man is. Sure, it might have been a woman in a very small Akira Tozawa, but like,
Oh, for sure. But still,
it's
it's two
so
grown
impressive.
humans.
And he like, it's not like he was struggling. He's just walking his normal pace, one on his back, one on his front, and just going.
Oh, the mind games that got us to that point too. Like Sammy and Gable are brawling, and I totally thought like Maxine was gonna accidentally get hit, but Maxine and Tozawa are on the apron. Gable bumps into them and knocks them both off. And then he tells Otis, like, look what Sammy did. Sammy did this, not me. So then obviously Otis is like, well, I gotta kill Sammy now. Hurt Maxine. And then he walks away with both of them, and just impressive. Very impressive. Chad Gable is probably the best thing happening on Raw right now.
Yeah, since Mommy's been absent, Chad Gable has taken over.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Clash of the Castle. 1, it's going to be a phenomenal match. And 2, Chad Gable beating Sami Zayn is going to be great. And hopefully Sammy goes on to Money in the Bank. Speaking of Money in the Bank, before we wrap this up, can we talk about how bad Jey Uso's promo was?
I actually walked out of the room while he was doing it because I didn't care.
I don't blame you. They flash to Jey Uso in the crowd. He comes out, does his entrance. Everybody's going crazy for his entrance. That's it. He starts talking. He stumbles on his promo, obviously, because he's Jey Uso. He says he wants to enter the Money in the Bank so he can yeet all over it or whatever he says. I don't even know. I don't pay attention to this guy when he talks. But it was just bad. And then we got people on the internet acting like Jey Uso's so over, and he's not. And that's going to transition into our final segment of the night. Grinding our gears, presented by your turn.
Grinder.
Grinder.
Your turn.
Well, you can't see, so I gave you my social cue that you asked for.
That's fair.
So what's grinding my gears?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I wanted to transition into it. Jey Uso, not over. The internet wrestling community.
The move is over.
The yeeting, yeah. The internet wrestling community. Oh, we got a comment here. Fuck yeah, for our grinder segment. That is our favorite segment of the night.
Grinder.
The internet wrestling community seems to think that Jey Uso's huge and over.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, they only get a crowd reaction when he comes out. Now, to his credit, the crowd did pop like crazy in the Ilya match when he won. And they did go crazy when they thought he was going to win on in the Gunther match. And he didn't, and the crowd doesn't care because you've done nothing with this guy. One more comment here. What's your handle on Grindr, Don? I'm going to clear this up real quick. Don't have a grinder. I am a happily committed man to a woman. Just to clear that up, we are presented by Grindr. Grindr does not pay us. They just present us for this segment. Hopefully one day we get these guys to pay us. That's what we're looking for. But yeah, what grinds your gears today, Casual Jay?
This one's it's not that bad, but it was something that I watched last night when you made me turn on NXT falsely. Trick Williams can't talk at all. I don't know if you saw that segment where he's talking with all ego Ethan Page. Ethan Page destroyed him on the mic.
It's Ethan Page.
Yeah, but Trick Williams was stumbling and fumbling and falling on his words that so bad that he stopped speaking and made the crowd chant "whoop that trick" just to get it out of the way. That was pretty rough. And then I have a second grinding my gears. Okay. That your internet is not working or your camera's not working because I want to know how much debt you have and I don't get to see it.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. Let's see if I can make this camera work real quick. I'll try to relaunch my little camera app here. I know that's what the millions and the millions of listeners was waiting for.
The masses have waited to the end. This whole time it was working. He didn't want to.
All I had to do was reset the app. I could have did that. I'm sorry.
A piece of garbage.
Here we go. Notes. We're gonna open this up here.
Presented by Credit Karma.
I avoid that website like the plague.
Don owes half as much as the United States does. Oh, that face wasn't good.
Are you ready for disappointment?
Aww.
It's not debt. It is actually my 401k statement.
How
So
much you
the
got in there?
opposite. The
What you got
opposite
in
of
there?
that. I have a
Give me it.
balance of $1,628.
Dude, I was hoping you said $1.42.
It does
Oh,
tell it does tell me if I die, my beneficiaries get that, and you know what that means.
that means I get it, baby.
Roman's gonna be living good when I jump off the roof
For a week.
For a week. All right. All that being said, wrestling is done being talked about for now. Hopefully next week we got a lot more to go over. We briefly get into the NXT card next week. No debt this week. Maybe next week I got a new mail of some other debt that I have. That could be our new thing where we open our mail. We both grew up watching Blue's Clues a lot. Yeah.
Mail Day Wednesday.
Mail Day Wednesdays. Like us.
Comment us.
Comment. Subscribe.
Follow. Share. Join us.
Join us. Yeah, I didn't want to forget that one. That one was a good one.
I never forget.
I like that when we first started the show, I was very against the join us.
Very anti-join.
I want to say I still am. However, I think it's a fun part of the bit to just go along with it. I'm very much still against it. I don't think people should be joining us.
We'll see you 56 weeks this year.
56 weeks. I think if I say don't join us enough, people will join out of spite, right?
Maybe.
Goodbye.
Hotkey.